You know, when Jesus walked the earth, I believe personally that his ability to communicate openly during his ministry years was probably hindered by the fact that he had to speak unadulterated truth all the time. I think the reason for this is because his words would have to have application to the present moment, to the past, and to the future. And so when he would speak, he would have to speak in terms that would encompass all time. And that's why when the apostles would ask him questions, a very simple question, he would respond with sometimes very strange, even apparently unrelated or esoteric responses, because he was speaking in universal truths to questions that he couldn't just say, yeah, I don't know about that one, you know. And he had to be very careful with his language because he is the truth. And so the point is, when Jesus spoke, it was true. And what he said is true. It couldn't be anything but true. And so in Matthew 13, Jesus has been teaching in parables, which is another form of speech that gave him a little liberty because it would depend on the hearer on how they would interpret what he said. But he had been teaching in parables, and at verse 53 of 13, it says, "And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, inasmuch as they were astonished and said, Whence has this man this wisdom and these mighty works? Is this not the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brother James and Joseph and Simon and Judas and his sisters? Are they not all with us? Whence has this man all these things? And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house." Mark puts it this way: a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and in his own house. Is that a true statement Jesus made? Absolutely, it's true. Of course it is. Family and friends and neighbors never revere true holy men, true prophets, when he returns to the hood, so to speak. To them, Jeremiah is still Jerry, and Thomas, the prophet, is still going to be little snot-nosed Tommy. They don't get honor because they're seen in their flesh instead of for their spiritual attributes. Jesus' words were true and applicable across time and the globe, except in the case of Mormonism. Only in Mormonism is their prophet, locally grown and raised, honored in the same towns and cities from which he came. Only in Mormonism do the prophet's town folks stand when those same guys who grew up among them enter the room. In the face of this, either Jesus was wrong, or maybe the LDS prophets are really not prophets at all.